Hey everybody, welcome into the Big Factor here on the Big Play
Look
Sports
at that
Network.
shot.
Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke. It is opening day, Jack. We have a couple guests with us. By the way, not only are
Wait, did you
these...
say with an S on the end?
I did. A multi-guest show guest. Not only are these both reoccurring guests, but I can finally say that these are both reoccurring guests that are part of the Big Play family now.
Wow.
Max Loeb joining us, co-host of Honor of the Land, and of course Gab Gowdy, host of the Carlos Baerga Show. Guys, happy opening day, free agency yesterday. We'll talk about that Dak tweet that absolutely blew up the world. I was there. But today is about baseball. Opening day, the Guardians play baseball in Kansas City. How excited are we for today?
Gosh, I mean, it's got to be, if we're going on a scale of 1 to 10, the Likert scale, put it at a 12 today,
Sorry,
I
the
think.
what?
Likert scale.
What's
I
that?
believe that's like when you rate something 1 to 10, it's a Likert scale.
Oh, okay. Didn't know
Yeah,
that.
so on the Likert scale, we're going to go with a 12 out of 10 today. We're fired up for some Cleveland Guardians baseball. Also wanted to ask you guys just real quick, like, how was the first show or two? Like, are we feeling good? Happy to be Big Play?
Yeah, so Gab's 2 in.
Yeah,
Max
Gab's
is 1
2
in.
in.
Yeah, I'm one in. It was great. I loved it. Lots of fun. It sucks that we were talking about everything, especially like the emphasis we put on the quarterback position.
Dude, yeah.
And then an hour, like I pounded the table for Russell Wilson. I still will, regardless of where he went. But an hour and a half maybe after the show, signs with the Giants. Which again, I'm not super upset
He
about.
did that on purpose to spite you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, he knew.
did.
I
think he did.
texted that to Nick and Jack. First thing I said was as soon as they saw that, I'm like, dude, they just recorded, and I saw the hashtag. Was it Sussy?
Sussy for Russie.
Sussy for Russie.
Sussy for
Oh my
Russie.
god.
I'm like, okay,
And
that's
I'm still,
completely
I'm
ruined.
still there. I'm still
That's
ready to-
awesome.
Still a hell of a
That is
debut
Giants fan.
episode. Welcome. Gab, I know you got to be so excited for baseball season.
Oh my god, yeah, of course. The Cleveland Guardians are going to go to the World Series. They already told me to pack my bags. Carlos has his packed. APJ has his. You need to pack yours. We're going. Bo Naylor, MVP season. I don't know what else to say. I'm excited.
Yeah, Carlos is high on the Guardians.
He said my bags need to be packed now for the World Series.
He's talking about coming home from the road trip. I think he said 6-3 he wants to go.
yeah.
6-3, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
6-3 on a road trip against 2 probable playoff teams for sure. But talk about a ball player. I mean, a guy like Carlos Baerga, 14 years in the show, 291 career batting average. Like, we already know he's a ball player. Guy shows up at least a half hour early for his show
Oh, an hour.
every single
An hour
time.
early, hour early.
We'll go hour in a jersey ready to go. I mean, that guy just loves the sport of baseball, lives it, breathes it. One day, sadly, he will die it at some point in time, but we love Carlos Baerga here at Big Play, and the guy loves Cleveland Guardians baseball. It's so awesome to be around him a bit.
It's probably a safe bet. He'll pass eventually. Like
Everyone
everybody
does. Everyone has their day.
Hopefully not for a while. All right, guys. Guardians start today versus the Royals. I want to start here before the game starts. The season kicks off. Breakout players. That's what everybody's talking about this time of year. Jack, I'll let you go first. I have a feeling I know who yours is, but I'll let you take it.
Is this just a broad, if I could pick anyone out of a barrel?
Do you want to limit it? Do you want to go pitchers? Then
It's up to you. It's up to you. I don't know. I wanted to make sure I had the right thought in mind as we got going here on the Big Factor
whole
today.
board 1 through 9
Oh, wow. Jeez. Breakout player of the
in the
year.
rotation.
Oh, and rotation.
Yeah.
Wow. If we're going to go rotation, I'm going to go really, really sneaky here, actually. Give me Parker Messick to make his Major League debut this year and make an impact in the starting
Wow,
rotation.
you're digging
a
deep
name
in
we
the
haven't
barrel.
talked about a ton yet on this show. Lefty had a good spring, though. He'll start out in Columbus. Had a great year last year in Akron. So it's kind of a name that we're not talking about as much, that I think could be a breakout start this year.
All right, Gab. I'll let you say Bo Naylor if you want.
Oh my god.
Although
like,
it's gonna
that's
pain me, but
okay,
please.
I will say Bo Naylor, but if you want me to give you another answer.
No, if Bo Naylor, like if you actually believe that, like stick
No, I
with it.
do believe it's going to be Bo Naylor. I think he's going to be a great ball player for this team, and I think he's going to hit home runs and make you guys all look pretty silly.
Well, me and Jack will owe you $5 each if he makes the
yeah,
All-Star
and then
team,
we'll
right?
be in Atlanta together holding hands cheering for Bo Naylor.
Now this is interesting because Max, you're not I'm sure you've culminated and embraced the Guardians.
Yeah.
But you're not from Cleveland like us three.
No.
How excited are you for the baseball season?
I'm excited. I'm excited for the Guardian season.
Thank you.
Believe it or not, I do know a little bit about them. Not a lot. Not as much as the Red Sox, though. And I'm excited for both seasons. This is the first time in like 5-6 years, really whenever the Mookie Betts trade happened, that there's been like hope in Boston. It's kind of cool. It's cool to see that everybody's rallying around a baseball team when the basketball team has been so good the past couple of years. It's cool to see that. But honestly, like outside looking in as a guy who's doesn't really talk about baseball much, watches baseball when I'm able to go to the games, Dollar Dog Night, I am excited to watch John Kenzie Noel. Like that is a guy outside looking in, just absolute electricity, stepping up to the plate every single time. Don't know what it's going to look like this year. Obviously, you need to fill the void of Josh Naylor leaving, but I'm excited to watch that above anything else because the sheer power that I've seen, again, not watching every single game, 9 innings, but what I've seen what I've watched, the highlights, everything like that, he can put the ball out of the park. And obviously, like the playoff game we saw in the biggest moments, he can do it too. So I'm excited for that.
Max, I want to ask you about that because as a football guy, there are some transitions and some similarities you can get to baseball.
Yeah.
And one of them has to be the 999 challenge or just dollar dog night in general. As a football guy, so you're big into preparation, walkthrough. I mean, you got to make sure you're ready for the game. Yeah. Take me through what needs to happen for us to see a peak Max Loeb dollar dog night performance.
Whoo, that's tough. Honestly, it usually starts with a good pregame.
Okay.
A good pregame, especially like around here, like living down here now. It's great. Love it. Pregame here. Go. I'm not that old, but like my younger self would have loved to go out after. I'm more committed to the 2-ish, 3-ish hours when we're there.
Oh, yeah.
Having fun there and then see where the night takes me, see where the wind takes me. But anything like that, no, it's committed to that. Getting in early, I've found, is extremely important. I remember
get in early. There's the $2 beers before the game.
Exactly, yeah. And that is something 100% take advantage of. When I went, it may have been the last one I went to last year, I wound up waiting online for like 40 minutes for $2 beers. Thankfully, we got them, but we weren't able to go back. So, like, stuff like that, getting in early. But honestly, I think the key is a good pregame. It gets you ready for the $2 beers, the dollar dog night, assuming you can get there on time.
Well, you'll be happy to know, I think in some sort of capacity, we're all drinking Boston's Kool-Aid a little bit because Gab on Carlos Baerga's show yesterday predicted Garrett Crochet to win the Cy Young, and I told her I had that same prediction. And Jack, on whatever episode that was a couple days ago, you were chugging the Boston Kool-Aid.
I literally did chug the Boston Kool-Aid on the show a couple of days ago. It's a fun team, Loeb. I mean, you got to be excited. That's such a good starting rotation, like starting to get the pieces back together. The one thing I got to ask you, though, as a Boston guy, as you look towards opening day, is the maybe my favorite interview of the offseason this year was
exactly where this
the Rafael Devers. Yeah. Are you going to play third base? Yes. Will you play anywhere else? F the no, I will not. And now it comes out from the higher-ups in Boston that Alex Bregman will be playing third base. Rafi will be DHing every single day. Do you think there's going to be any little drama going on up in the Northeast about that, or are we going to be okay?
You asked me for the translations from football to baseball. It could be basketball to baseball. It could be cricket. It doesn't matter. Winning solves everything.
Yep.
And if the Red Sox keep winning, it will be no issue. However, that stance that he took was kind of crazy. Like, this is a guy, I shouldn't say crazy. I didn't expect it. This is a guy who's been there for a while, who is, the face of the franchise, especially after Mookie left, that, would have been expected to be in a position where they build around him, but now he's being transitioned away, and I think it was the right move for the roster, but he's being transitioned away from what he's been doing for so long. It's tough to expect somebody to lay down and die in that situation where you're like, okay, yep, somebody wants to step in to take my spot for the good of the team, I'll do it. But I didn't expect him in an interview to be like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
That's you got to have a bit of a...
You said it's crazy, but he's as good as a defensive third baseman as Josh Naylor was at first base. Just to be completely honest with you, neither were very particularly good.
That's the great
nicest
thing.
way I can say it is he's a horrendous third baseman.
Yeah, no, the numbers will tell you Bregman clears him in every facet of the game.
Yeah.
That's what you got to love, though, is like the ego and like it takes a lot to play baseball. Like, to go up there by yourself every single day, like you have to have that confidence in yourself. It's just so awesome to be a guy like Rafi who goes in every single year in, year out. He's a 20-80 guy at a minimum. Terrible defensively. Yeah. He knows he's terrible defensively. Awesome. And they're like, oh, will you move for one of the premier defensive third basemen in the game? Nope, I will not. And that's just that. You got to love it.
Yeah.
Because Jose will be in that position one day soon eventually. It's going to be just as funny.
And eventually, like David Ortiz earlier on in the career had to make that transition too. I don't want to compare Devers to Ortiz. It's night and day right now, at least. But yeah, it's a transition you have to make. You have to be expected to make. And this is, you're ripping the Band-Aid off very fast doing it now, but like all of you said, it makes a ton of sense.
I read an article today. They gave out basically votes of who they think is going to finish atop the AL Central. I saw votes for the Tigers. I saw votes for the Royals. And I saw votes for the Twins. I didn't see a single vote for the Guardians.
Good.
Gab, how confident are you, or are you confident that the Guardians will repeat as AL Central champions?
I probably already have like $300 in AL Central futures for the Cleveland Guardians at plus like 300. So yeah, I'm pretty confident for that. But I feel like this is a place where Cleveland fans like to be. I like when no one talks about us. I like when no one thinks that we're going to do well, because then we'll always do better. Now, I do have some beef with people talking about the Tigers. Everyone keeps saying everyone's sleeping on the Tigers.
I got the hardest side eye on that of all time.
Everybody is talking about them. How are we sleeping on them if every single person is talking about them?
I completely agree with you, because that's all I've heard. I'm more worried about the Royals than I am the Tigers. To be completely honest with you. Like, I get it. Tariq Skubal, Tarek, whatever, however you pronounce it, probably might win Cy Young again. But, like, in the whole, is the Royals' rotation not better? Cole Reagan, Seth Lugo.
Oh, over the Tigers rotation?
Yeah.
I would take the Tigers rotation every day of the week.
Really?
I mean, it's
Every
tough
day,
to say an
1 through
opening
5,
date,
1,
but
2, 3, 4, 5
Yeah.
every day of the week.
yeah, I mean, yeah, because you got him.
That's crazy.
You have Flaherty back now. Jackson Jobe's one of the premier pitching prospects in baseball. Is it gonna be Olsen as well with them? I don't even know. So maybe not. But as long as Kenta might. But they're
Look, if he goes on the field, are you going to want that?
what
Who'd you say last?
over who?
Who was the last pitcher that you just said?
Reese Olsen,
No, go one more.
Kenta Maeda.
You want him pitching?
I mean, he'll be there 6 probably.
That's 5 runs in the first inning.
Yeah, and that's fine if they have the other guys. Because I mean, I just don't think the Royals have that top tier talent. I mean, Reagan's is awesome, but like I don't totally buy into Seth Lugo, and I think Michael Wacha is Michael Wacha. So
We talked about this when we had Gab here one of the other times of most likely to be traded. You said Costly, but it made sense, and the clip didn't really do justice.
that is so no. It was a verbatim quote.
It's fine. No,
the
it's really
quote
fine.
was a
The only
verbatim.
person that was mad is someone that you don't have to say that.
But I kind of had this thought: could you see Tristan McKenzie getting dealt if he doesn't work out in the bullpen?
No.
I mean, it would have to be in a way. I mean, if it doesn't work, well, first off, if it doesn't work out in the bullpen, is the scenario we're going with here. He's out of options, so he can't go to the minor leagues.
Right.
Tristan McKenzie has enough potential, and he's been shown enough throughout his career that he's not going to go through waivers without being touched. So you probably would have to trade him, yeah, if he doesn't work out in the bullpen.
All right. Well, speaking of pitchers, who do you think at the end of the season will be, and don't include Bieber if he's even on the team after next year, do you think this will be the year that Tanner Bybee either gets top 3, top 5 Cy Young voting, is the bona fide number 1 starting pitcher next season, or do you see a world where Gavin Williams takes over that role if he stays healthy and puts it through?
I think they're going to split votes, and I don't like that. I think they might split some votes. I think they're both going to be really incredible. I think Gavin might be the better pitcher, but I think they're both going to have pretty good seasons.
This is so tough as someone from Cleveland because as a Cleveland sports fan, your mind goes to the Browns first of all, and you're just used to being beaten to shit over and over again by the Browns with whatever expectations or thoughts you had. So Bybee coming off a contract extension, you'd think like, okay, ready, take over as ace. As a Browns fan, okay, let's pump the brakes a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited for Bybee. And the thing about Gav that scares me is Gab, you know I've been on the Gavin train for a long, long time. But now everyone's getting on the Gavin train, and that scares me a little bit. It's kind of like the
They
Tigers
are.
thing.
They
Like,
really
if
are.
everyone's talking about you, it's a worry. But the guy who no one's talking about, not saying he's going to be the number 1 because he's not going to be the number 1, but I love a Logan T.
I
Allen
saw that
bounce back
coming.
here.
No.
I agree with you, Gab. I'm not a big Logan Allen guy in the slightest. I don't think he'll be in your starting rotation come September. I'd be shocked, to be honest with you. I hope so if he can put it all together. I just have the feeling that he's going to phase out.
Yeah, it's just got to be, he needs to be able to trust his primary pitches to get through and be in the strike zone. Like when you get off to those like secondary off-speed pitches, like he loves being a guy who dances around a little bit on the outside. He's got to trust himself. You know, there's a reason you get to the big leagues. There's a reason you're a second-round pick. There's a reason you were so good in 2023. Like it's in there somewhere. He'll be okay.
But there's also a reason that he got a line drive to the ankle 3 starts in a row.
Very
There's a
true.
reason that him and Tristan were in AAA last year. I mean, there's a reason for all these guys being where they are, and the reason that we do have, like, I think the number 23 rotation coming into the year is what the Athletic rank does.
Feels a little low.
Does it?
Does it?
I guess. I mean, maybe not. It's dependent on Luis Ortiz, to be honest with you.
Yes, no, that's you're 100% right, and that's one that Gab. I mean, you're gonna harp on it. You love Andres Jimenez. You want to get something out of Luis Ortiz because we traded Andres
Stabbed me
Jimenez.
right in the chest before we have our first game of the day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, just wanted to. Well, you ruined Christmas for me earlier today by telling me that AB doesn't make his own tweets, so it's evened out now. But
I don't know how you might be the last person on the world to find that out.
I might have been the last one.
Do you still think Santa's real?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he is.
Right.
I don't think we have anybody that young listening. All right, we got to take
My
a break.
brother's
When
gonna
we
be- I
get
don't know.
back, I'm going to ask how many All-Stars do we think the Guardians are going to have, and what does their ceiling look like this season in terms of the playoffs? Hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Before we talk more guards, I got to tell you how we're brought to you today, like we are every single day, by our great friends at Fairway Ford Ohio. Fairway Ford is the biggest Ford truck dealership in the state of Ohio. They have the largest selection of Ford F-150s and Super Duty trucks, and I promise you they will not be beat on price by any other Ford dealers. Do not let a short drive to Canfield prevent you from saving thousands, that's literally thousands of dollars on your new ride. Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new trucks, lowest pricing, and the same hometown level of service. Visit fairwayfordohio.com. That's fairwayfordohio.com, and they will deliver to you in all 50 states.
Ryan, I saw a truck outside the Guardian Stadium that had a Fairway Ford logo on it. Maybe they're moving, maybe Chernoff saving some money, Quan extension on opening day.
There you go. Hey, if you want to save money,
thousands and thousands of Fairway Ford, there's a chance you get Quan back.
That's the Dolan special, baby, saving that money. All right, Guardians All-Stars. I believe we had, 4 All-Stars last year? 5 with David Fry getting in. That's right. How many All-Stars do we see this Guardians roster having? Whoever wants to take it.
Well, we have Bo Naylor for 1, so we have 1 there. Jose Ramirez 2. Stephen Kwan would be 3. We'll probably get Clase 4. Gavin Williams 5. Tanner Bybee 6.
Wow.
I mean, we might as well just send the whole team to Atlanta.
I could see one of them in terms of.
Oh, Jose Ramirez?
No. Either Bybee or Gavin. I mean, if both get in, then we're going into All-Star break looking fantastic.
Give me Cade,
Good one.
Jose, Quan, and I'm not going to tell you which one because I don't know which one, but whoever is getting more at-bats between Jonk and Nolan Jones at the All-Star, or whoever's dominating right field more, there's going to be 20 home runs combined out of right field by the All-Star break for sure. So
We're talking outfielders. What about the Lane train?
It's just, I don't know. It's just, can you bank on Lane putting up consistent at-bats against right-handed pitching? That's been an issue throughout his career. Like 2023, it was, Lane Thomas is awesome against right-handed pitching. If you watch the Guardians before the playoffs last year, people were saying it was the worst trade of all time because he couldn't hit right-handed pitching. So I'm a little bit more cautious on Lane Thomas. I could even see a world where Nolan Jones takes some at-bats in center field throughout the year against right-handed pitching as well. So I'm not totally sold on a Lane All-Star appearance, but he's going to hit 30 home runs because the Costco guards are in fact back.
Costco guards, I love that. Well, I feel like Quan, Clase, Ramirez are locks. So I feel like at the bare minimum 3. Max, let's go to the Red Sox.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have them winning the AL East.
Who doesn't?
I think you do too.
Oh, yeah, I do.
A lot of people still have the Yankees.
Fire up
it or
the
not.
duck boats, baby.
But I actually think this is the year Boston wins that division. How many All-Stars do you think Boston's going to have?
See, I don't know because, like I said, the hope for Boston is very real. They have a very good rotation. I have this funny feeling it's a string together wins with different players. That's how it's been every single year. They've been really good. I think every single year there's been a couple guys like Devers, obviously Crochet, like guys like that who can step in and be your elite players at the top of the top. But then there's other guys like I think Alex Bregman could be an all-star. I am not going to sit here and walk out the take the Red Sox are going to put out 7 All-Stars, even though I do think they're going to be very good. But there's top-end talent across the AL, at least in my opinion, and honestly in the AL East, that is better positionally at a lot of positions. I'm very fascinated to see Duran another year, what that could do. I think he could be an All-Star again. I'm going to say 3.
3?
I'm going to say 3. Crochet, Devers, and Duran. I'm just going to say 3.
So I wanted to ask you this as a Red Sox fan, really just picking your brain here on what's going on in the AL East. We've had some odd players play baseball in Cleveland here before. Trevor Bauer might even headline that list. He tossed the ball out into the fountains at Kauffman Stadium back in the day. Tristan Casas, definitely known as one of the more odd dudes in baseball. What is the overall feeling you shake from Red Sox fans about him? Because he's got takes some naps in the locker room. I heard there's some weird stuff about him.
It was weird because last year I didn't think he was that bad and he was injured. So I think just holistically, not everybody, a lot of people are taking the spotlight from Casas now. He is this big personality, physically a big person, but a big personality who's going to demand the media spotlight, who's going to say things like the nap, all that stuff.
He does love a microphone.
He does, absolutely.
He certainly does love a microphone.
Yeah. So he is that, like, the media guy. But now all the talent around him is, I think, going to take away from that a little bit. Like, especially Bregman, a guy who's been at the highest level, been there before, the rotation they have now. Like, I think the fact that he's going to be more subdued in the media light, at least a little bit, it's hard to, like, dull a big personality like that, is going to help the team a lot, and it's going to make people not think more of him, but think about him less. So I think it'll be a more positive spin on how people view him.
Don't you guys have some, like, crazy good rookie that's supposed to win Rookie of the Year?
Not that I know of.
Do you know who I'm talking about, Jack?
Yeah, second baseman. Crap, his name's not coming to me. Do you know, Gab?
No.
Jackson? No.
No. No,
something.
he's a second baseman.
You know
he
who
made
I'm
the,
talking
He made the
about.
roster, too.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
I'm being so stupid right now. I should know this.
Is
I was gonna say, I'm
Nick,
shocked.
Nick Sogard?
No.
I'm just gonna say I'm shocked that you don't know this, Jack.
No, I can picture him, too. Christian Campbell.
But isn't there another one?
No, it's Christian Campbell's like
I
the
can
favorite to
pull
win
up
AL
the
Rookie of the Year.
odds, and then we can go through and find the Red Sox players.
Isn't it?
True.
I think Christian Campbell would be the favorite to Rookie of the Year.
Well,
so
I heard they had like 2 crazy good rookies, and they were worried that they were going to split votes, so maybe neither of them wins Rookie of the
I
Year.
think Campbell's the one who I know for sure. I'm looking at their top prospects now to see if there's another. I mean, Marcelo Mayer's not supposed to be here this
If I
year.
hear
Oh,
that-
Roman Anthony.
Roman Anthony, that's it. Roman Anthony.
Yeah,
That's
him
the one
and
I heard.
Christian Campbell. Christian Campbell's the one who I was thinking of.
1,000 Rookie of the Year.
For Roman Anthony?
Yeah.
Plus 1,000. Who's the favorite?
Jason Dominguez. It's probably because people
The
just know who he
alien?
is.
Yeah,
Or is he the alien or the Martian? Something like that. He's got a dumb nickname.
it's Wemby.
I think Martian. Maybe?
Martian. It's whatever. The other one's Wemby. Yeah, he's
Wemby?
the Martian then.
Okay.
Not Matt
I
Damon.
want to talk playoffs, guys. The ceiling that you see for this Guardians team. It feels like they have the capability to go further actually to the World Series, not necessarily because internal moves, but because of external moves. You see Juan Soto go to the NL. Yankees are going to be without Garrett Cole for the rest of the year. You still have to win the AL Central. That's probably the first step. But it feels like the NL, that's Dodgers, and then the rest of the bunch. There's top-heavy teams in the AL, but there's not a big gap between them, I feel like.
No, there's not. It's going to be tough for the guards, but the one thing, guys, that the guards have been lacking for, gosh, it seems like our whole lives basically is power. You know, it's always been this, during this Guardians specifically era as well, it's been this whole, we hit bloop singles and get lucky and we run the bases hard and we do this, we do all the little things right. But it always runs out eventually against these big teams who have the power bats, the guys who at any given second can launch one 400 feet. I'm happy to report that that's no longer going to be an issue. We called in all the union workers. We got some stuff figured out. The power shortage is gone. We are back in Cleveland. The Costco guards, they're going to bring the boom all year long. We got like 5 guys who can hit 25 home runs on this roster. Rye, we're going to the playoffs, and we might even, dare I say, make a little bit of noise when we get there.
Okay, so what does that noise look like? Because this is a lot of a problem that the fans have. Is it's nice that you're not sitting in the basement, you're not the White Sox, you're competent, you're consistently in the playoffs, and you can even get as far as to like last year the ALCS. But as you said, rubber hits the road. You have to play against a Judge, a Soto, and simply put, you can't out hit them, right?
Well, we will when the New York Yankees miss the playoffs.
I hope so.
That's going to happen.
But that's the
Right.
issue we have because that you start to really see the gap in terms of money spending when you get to October, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I watched it when I think Soto, Stanton, and Judge all hit like
Don't
18
even
home
say
runs,
it.
if my memory serves me correctly, in that series. No, that definitely is. And that's where you got to cut in because you think about it, like, the bullpen's there. You don't need to do anything with the bullpen. This bullpen is going to be there at the end of the year because even if the guys who aren't in it right now, we have like 5 absolute dudes who are below them who are going to start the year in Columbus. Like, the bullpen is going to be fine no matter what happens. The starting rotation, you'd like to think, whether it's at the trade deadline, whatever, you're going to have at least 3 to 4 guns who are going to have the chance to give you a fight to get to the 7th inning, 6th inning in October. It's going to come down to, can we get on base? It seems like the bats shrivel up, go away every single time we get to October, our whole entire lives. It's just, can it be the year where they don't? And I think for the first time in a long time, we might have the power to maybe prevent that.
I sure hope so, Gab. I'll let you take your stance here before the season starts.
Well,
How
my-
far do you see the Guardians going?
The Guardians are going to go as far as the Yankees don't go. Yankees miss the playoffs, are going to the World Series. Yankees are in the playoffs, whatever round we play them, we're out. For some reason, we cannot beat the New York Yankees in the playoffs. I wish we could.
It's the
but we
pinstripes.
can't. We can't. Also, like you said, like we need some players to hit once we get there. We can't have like David Fry, John Kenzie Noel, Oscar Gonzalez be the only players getting hits in the playoffs for us.
To put it nicely, you can't have your only player showing up in the playoffs be Brian Rocchio.
Yeah.
That's what it
Brian
boils down
Rocchio,
to.
I did not mean to snub you. You had a great playoff season.
He did. All right, Max, Red Sox. What do you think their ceiling is this year?
I'm just gonna say Guardians, Red Sox, ALCS.
Yes.
Oh,
fun.
I think that could be. I think
We're
would
going
be
to all
awesome.
7.
That would be
then, right?
great
We gotta
for
go
the
to all
MLB
7.
now.
I would go to every single.
We have
Yeah.
to.
We'd have to.
We're setting that right now on the big factor.
Yeah, but I don't see. Obviously, the Central is priority 1, like you said, Ryan. But I don't see a world where the Yankees produce like they did last year. I think the injuries, losing Juan Soto, that's a huge, huge deterrent for them. And correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Giancarlo Stanton his elbow messed up?
2.
Yeah.
Two
So-
elbows are
And,
messed
and
up.
if
Both
and
are
if he's
messed up.
even
Yeah.
if he was dead,
Three
Scott
elbows.
healthy, if he had nothing, if he just took like a Fortnite chug jug and his body was at full health,
I don't even know what
he
that
would still be out by May 1st
You know what a
anyway.
Fortnite
So
chug
it
jug
doesn't really matter if he's
Okay.
healthy or
Gab's
That's
not.
a
not-
great way to put it.
Gab's not hip to the
No,
Fortnite
what
chug
does that
jugs.
mean?
So the chug jug. So back in the day, Gab. So if you're sitting on like one health point left, like you just need the
Let's
someone
start
to
here.
save
Wait, let's
you.
start here. Gab, do you know Fortnite?
I know what Fortnite is.
Okay. That's
It's
where we
a
had to
Taylor
start.
Swift song.
Yeah, so if your health was like all the way down, there was this like massive jug you could find laying around that
Where
was
do you
like
find them?
in a chest. It could be like in a supply drop if it was some really
You
good
don't know
stuff.
where they are.
Loot
You
Lake.
don't know where they are.
Loot
yeah.
Lake.
Loot Lake, always an OG spot for it. So you would just sit there and chug this thing for 15 seconds, and it would give you full health. So I'm saying even if John Carlos Stanton took one of those today, he would still be hurt by May
You
1st.
would still have one elbow hurt.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
All right, before we take a break and flip over to football, Cy Young MVP winners. You gave yours last night on Carlos Baerga show, but you can just repeat them quick. So Gab, you go first, repeat them, and then we'll give ours.
Jose Ramirez, if it's not going to be him, I said Vlad.
I really like that pick
I think he's going to hit a home run today. And then Garrett Crochet.
for Cy Young. Jack,
Oh, I didn't do both sides.
do you,
Oh,
ha-
yeah, go
do you
on
have
now.
both
Go
sides?
on now.
Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani. Don't give it to anybody else. Shohei Ohtani. Both awards.
AL MVP. I'm gonna give it to Bobby Witt. I just it's so fun to watch that guy play baseball. He's gonna steal 50 bases. He's gonna hit 25 home runs. He's gonna hit 300. And he's gonna carry a okay baseball team as far as he can by himself, basically. Cy Young, man, that's tough. I'm gonna go with a Red Sox as well. I'm not gonna go with Garrett Crochet though. I'm going to take Cutter Crawford, coming off a solid year last year to win the Cy. It's such a good rotation.
Don't
where
put money on
it
that,
starts
bro.
to rub off. Oh, I feel decent about that. NL side of it, a little bit tougher. I hate to say it because he's gonna get an MVP before Jose. Frankie's getting an MVP this year. It's gonna happen. I mean, so much. Think about how much is gonna open up for him now that he has basically Juan Soto protecting him. I mean, that guy's gonna have a hell of a year as a switch hitter. NL Cy Young, give me Corbin Burns his first year out there in the desert.
Yeah. Max, what do you got today?
I mean, NL, I'm also with you. It's just Ohtani across the board. AL, I think Scooble does it again, to be honest with you. I know, Jack, you're a lot higher on Tigers than a lot of us are, but I think Scooble can do it again.
Restore the roar.
I don't know. MVP, it's tough. I feel like there's this world, like everybody, and this is how I operate with all sports, not just baseball. Everybody is on this plane that the Yankees are going to do worse, which I honestly do think they're going to do worse, where they're not going to be the same without Soto, no Garrett Cole this year.
Carrasco's in their starting rotation.
Yeah, I'll tell you all you need to know.
Yeah.
No offense to Cookie.
I think there's a world where the law of averages brings that up and Aaron Judge wins MVP.
Oh.
I'm going to go Bobby Witt. If it's not Bobby Witt, it's Judge or Jose. I think Bobby Witt gets it done. I honestly think he'll get sympathy votes too because any other year he would have won if it wasn't for Judge last year. I'll go Tarek Skubal as well. NL, I would put, I'm not going to do this, but so much money on Paul Skeens to win Cy Young. If he stays healthy, it's a lock for him. And I'll go Juan Soto. I think between Juan Soto and Frankie, but I'm going to give it to Juan Soto this time around.
Very quick. I'm not saying he's going to have a better year than Paul Skeens or anything like that, but a guy people got to watch for a little bit in the NL is Jared Jones. He's not going to be Paul Skeens, but he tends to have a better track record of staying healthy than Paul Skeens throughout his career.
He's hurt right
Jared,
Yeah, he is hurt right now. I was just going to let you go.
Isn't he coming? When's he supposed to be back though?
I don't think it's anything
he's
like
not- yeah,
no,
he's
no,
gonna
no. We're busting your balls.
Yeah,
It
no,
was
but I'm
funny.
saying like that. Like that's
Comedic
the guy who,
timing.
like, yeah, I know. Like that's the guy who has shown what he can do.
We're both
for
big
longer.
Jared Jones guys.
I'm sorry.
We're both big Jared Jones guys.
I'm a
maybe.
huge Jared Jones guy. Yeah. So, but to conclude my point, Jared Jones.
All right, we got to take a break. When we get back, we're flipping over to football. Browns hold a private workout for Cam Ward. Bruce Drennan takes over the internet. I'll tell you about that when we get back here on The Big Factor.
Speaking of being back.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke. We're joined by Max Loeb, Gab Gowdy. Max, I haven't had the opportunity to ask you. Last time you were on the show, we didn't know where Russell Wilson was going to go. Now he's with the Giants, Mr. Unlimited in the Big Apple. Your immediate thoughts to that? Interesting. You signed him and Jameis. What are your thoughts on Russell Wilson to New York?
Yeah, I am very pro Russell Wilson because of what we saw last year. I think when the games, quote unquote, mattered the most in December and January, the supporting cast around Russell Wilson was not what it once was. And regardless of where he went, Pittsburgh, the Giants, even Cleveland, the options he has, the front protecting him, we're all going to be better this time around. Obviously, the Steelers got DK Metcalf. The Giants, holistically, offensively, have a pretty solid situation right now. And I think Cleveland, with Judy, with a healthy offensive line, with Cedric Tillman, and potentially some help in Travis Hunter in the draft, that offense would have been better than Pittsburgh last year. And I don't think there's any debate about that. Russell Wilson with George Pickens, when he was upright and protected, literally with no other options around, was good. It was very clear to see. He could deliver the deep ball. Everybody knows that. He could extend plays, throw the ball across the middle of the field. He was a good quarterback last year. Now, Jameis thing is weird to me. I think they signed Jameis to primarily be a backup, whether it was to Russell Wilson, because I do think Russell Wilson has multiple years of starting caliber quarterback play, whether it was to be a backup there or to start and be unseated by somebody like Shedeur Sanders. However, I don't know if you guys saw this. I made a video about this. Adam Schefter 2 days ago said there's a world where the Giants sign Russell Wilson. This was before I even recorded the show here, where they sign Russell Wilson with Jameis and Tommy DeVito on the roster, and they still draft a quarterback at 3. Personally, I wouldn't like that, but I do think it's a real world because the quarterback position is so important, especially down the line. They need somebody, and at the end of the day, let's say the Giants are like 7-10 this year, and they draft Shedeur Sanders. What's the number one argument for that front office and coaching staff to stay? Well, we won more games. We got a rookie quarterback. I think they could do it to prolong their jobs, too.
I was a little disappointed, I got to be honest with you, because I relate everything that happens in news in terms of fantasy football. Malik Neighbors starting 17 games with Jameis Winston at quarterback. That's easy 1,700 yards, double-digit touchdowns. He would have been wide receiver 1.
That's my third-round fantasy keeper, too, so I was a little upset, too.
I thought kind of the same way you did in terms of the Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston thing. People kind of made it, I feel like, more overblown than it was. To me, listen, Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen are coaching for their job this season. There's no debate about it. You can't, unless you're the Browns, I guess, go back-to-back 3-win seasons and keep your job. It's just simply not going to happen, right? So you get Jameis Winston there, and if something happens to Russell Wilson, at least you can fall back on him rather than relying on a rookie. So to me, that made sense. But let's flip it over to the Browns now. Does this open the door to the Browns now, either for sure getting a quarterback at number 2 or much more likely?
I think it's much more likely. I don't know who it's going to be, though. I'm going to pull up this list towards the end of the show. I have a list of every quarterback who has been either photoshopped in a Browns jersey or has said could be a Cleveland Brown in the last 30 days.
Does this count Jack O'Rourke Rocks?
Yes.
Oh,
Actually,
really?
yes.
Oh, no, because that
There's
list
a
just
lot
got
of those.
twice longer.
And truthfully, some of this is self-inflicted. Like, I pushed for a couple people. You guys know who I'm talking about. But, like, regardless, there's a long list. I think this makes it a lot more likely they take a quarterback, especially at 2. But at the end of the day, like, these insiders, like Adam Schefter said yesterday, they think Abdul Carter is the pick now. And obviously things change. They know more than us. I don't know. Like, it's tough to see a world where they pass on a quarterback at 2, especially if they really like Shedeur Sanders. I mean, all eyes are going to be on his pro day. It's in a week and a half. Everybody's going to be watching that. But I think it makes it way more likely. And I do think there's a world where they trade up to 1. I think they trade up to 1. They're going to have to mortgage their future. I have a whole list of things, the past trades that have happened, but they are going to have to give a lot to get up there, especially with how the Titans feel about Cam Ward. But I think there's a world they do that too. They have to take a quarterback in the first round. They have to. They could also trade back in to take one, but they have to.
Speaking of pro days, Andrew Berry not present at Cam Ward's pro day, but they did host a private workout. Haslam was there. What do you make of that? And as a show, guys, what are we going to do if it's Carson Wentz starting week 1 for the Cleveland Browns?
Start.
First thought on
It
this.
seems far-fetched, guys, and I still think they're going to draft a quarterback, but that doesn't guarantee he's going to start right away.
My only thoughts on this, I'm not going to eat up too much time here. You guys know a lot more about football than I do. Jimmy Haslam, stay the hell away from this one, okay? You messed up the last 5. You don't get to be a part of number 6, okay? I know you're the owner. Stay away. Let them decide on the quarterback. Get the hell away from it.
I hear you, but like Andrew Berry was also there deciding for Deshaun Watson.
You think? I think that was. See, and this is all just a school of thought. This is
So
all.
maybe it's good that he's not there. I don't know.
No, Jimmy was there for Cam Ward.
No, I mean maybe it's good that Andrew Berry wasn't there.
Oh.
Maybe we should just let the fans.
Well,
pick. Do
whose
a
fault
poll.
do we
Put a
think
poll.
Deshaun was? We have to decide that first.
Oh,
I
there's
think
a
it's
lot
Jimmy
of blame
Haslam.
to go around.
There is a lot
you
of
think it's more
Okay,
spread
let me
across?
ask you this.
Okay.
What do you think would be more likely for us to find a solid franchise quarterback? The Cleveland Browns finding one themselves, or putting a poll on Twitter for the fans to vote on it and we pick who should be the quarterback?
Hey, I mean, Joe Schoen's kid told him to draft Jaden Daniels.
That worked out.
Look how that worked out.
Yep.
No, I get your point. I mean, I think it would probably be the fan vote would be Shador. That's
I don't
assuming
know. I think we
Cam
could
Ward's
end up
not
with
at
something
one.
better.
I think we'd end
Dude,
up
I don't
with
know.
Will
In
Howard.
Cleveland, Ohio.
We might.
And I would gouge my eyeballs out.
Yep.
So I never had
Yeah,
to
that
watch
would probably happen.
I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But you
Can we
think
get
it's
that photoshopped list? Do you
want
have
me
it
to-
on you?
Yeah.
Can we go through it?
Yeah, let's
I would love to hear
That'd be
the names on
I'm
this
gonna have-
list.
I'll rattle off a couple off the top of my head if I forget any, but we'll start with the rookies. Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, Jackson Dart, Riley Leonard. That's kind of my bad. I've been pushing for that. I know you like him. I like him.
I
a lot,
might have
too.
cracked that one.
I've been pushing for that a little bit. Jalen Milroe, Will Howard, Tyler Show. Not going to talk about the whole 2 quarterbacks in the first round thing.
That was crazy.
Yeah, very crazy. Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Kenny Pickett, Daniel Jones. Also my bad. Kyler Murray. Let's see, off the top of my head now, rattling a couple off.
Did you say Dak?
Yes, Dak.
I
Dak
put
is
Derek
on there.
Carr in a Browns jersey. I don't know if that adds anything
Don't
for
have
you.
to do that again.
I wanted him when I
Carr.
thought Kellen Moore was going to move on, taking that job. I was like, if Derek Carr is going to be available, I want Derek Carr.
I've seen, obviously, Carson Wentz. I've seen Mac Jones, and I am actually a bigger Mac Jones advocate. I thought he was pretty good last year. Mac Jones. Trying to think if there's anybody. Joe Flacco, obviously. But that's almost 20 quarterbacks. Everybody needs to take a deep breath, guys. Take a deep breath.
That means that guy gets to work on the Malik Willis edits if we're still that
You
far
might
behind.
as well add that
Yeah.
one in.
Before we take a break and move on, talk about the Sweet 16 a little bit. Can someone explain Grok to me?
AI.
Yeah.
So it's just an Elon's version of AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just type
some
in.
words.
So what I do, because I do this all the time for Browns quarterbacks, is I type in like
Is that how they
Malik
got Timo
Willis.
Higgins?
What?
Is that how?
Yes.
that is how
Yeah.
Timu Higgins happened. Yeah. So I'll type in like Malik Willis Browns jersey. Then it'll just type me a paragraph on Malik Willis. I'll be like, oh shit, I forgot to type draw for the 10th day in a row. Then you type draw Malik Willis in a Browns jersey. Then you get a guy who looks like Malik Willis's third cousin in a Browns jersey. And then you post it on Twitter and the internet goes crazy.
So how's it compared to like ChatGPT and all that?
Worse?
Elon's not on his shit with that.
No.
I've never tried to make pictures on ChatGPT, though. Grok is great.
I
for
haven't either.
pictures.
You know, it's good. It's good. And also,
Can you even make pictures on ChatGPT?
I don't
Not to
know.
my
I think
knowledge.
You're
you
asking the
can. I
questions
think
that we
you
don't know
can.
the
I think you
answers.
can.
there
I do
are
that a
like
lot.
there are like add-ons I think you have to pay for with
Yes.
ChatGPT that you could make pictures from. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, we got to take a break. When we get back, Sweet 16 that starts tonight. I'm gonna ask how all 3 of their brackets are doing. Mine not so well. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke. No Nick Padone today, but we are joined by Max Loeb and Gab Gowdy saying hello to somebody outside the studio.
Rafa.
Oh, was it Rafa?
It was Rafa.
Oh, he's always him and
the
Carlos are the 2 earliest people to their shows
Yeah.
every time. How's everybody's bracket doing, guys? I hope and pray it's better than mine.
Not bad, honestly.
I'm in a weird spot where so after the round of 64, I was in first in my bracket challenge. After the round of 32, I was in last in my bracket challenge. But on the betting side of thing, I'm not a huge bettor in general, but March Madness is one of the times where I do bet more than I normally would throughout the year, and I have been doing very well in that factor.
Gab, you made any bread this March Madness season?
The
You
first
don't
day-
lose.
I did. So the
You
fir-
got that McNeese. I
the
saw your
first day
boost.
I got McNeese. That was good. Now the second day I went to a game and I'm like, let me just bet on the 15 seed. I knew they weren't going to win, but let me just do it for fun.
And that was Bryant, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, that basketball game. I don't watch college basketball. I don't watch college sports. Watching that basketball game, every single shot that they took looked like a trick shot. They were throwing the ball behind their back. They were shooting threes from the logo. I'm like, I don't know what I'm watching.
Thanks, Steph. You can blame Steph Curry for that.
I was entertained.
Did you make a bracket though?
I did. My bracket's pretty good. I'm in 8th.
Who do you have cutting down the nets?
Houston.
Yes.
Let's go!
Me and
Is
Jack.
that good?
Me and Jack both have
right,
Houston.
Slamma Jamma.
Let's go, Max.
What's
who
your
did you
final
have?
four?
My final four is obviously Houston. I have them beating Florida in the championship. I have Duke and Michigan.
Oh, we almost have the same.
Really?
Mine's Michigan State, Florida, Duke, Houston.
That's my final
Yeah.
four.
Oh, is it?
I
But I have
have
beef with Michigan State now. We don't have to talk about that.
January, February, Izzo.
my pre-tournament bracket at least. Auburn, Florida, Duke, and Tennessee. I think Tennessee's a wagon, and to be honest with you, this is what I wanted to say. SEC grossly underseeded this year. I think you're starting to see like my wagon this
What
March
sport?
Madness, football. My wagon this March has been Arkansas. That's a good basketball team who's getting their number one score back. They're gonna cover tonight. I think they might win tonight.
Look at Jack.
Dude, I mean, no, I was going nuts for it because we have been like,
They're good.
that was the one where like I stuck my neck out to everyone in the group chat, like, hey, I'm betting Arkansas money line, like, because that's the kind of pick where if it doesn't go
Yeah.
well, no one's ever listening to it again. But if it goes well, you buy yourself a couple extra picks. So
Yeah.
woo pig suey, we're all over it on the big
I'm with you. I'm with you. And that's where I got a big leg up in like all my pools.
on St. John's.
Yeah, I had them beating St. John's. People have St. John's winning.
I like that.
The Rizzler
John
had
L.
St. John's
Davis is their point guard. I think
Yeah.
that kid's awesome because he was on that FAU team that went to the Final
Yep.
Four a couple years ago.
And they're getting their top scorer back tonight.
Oh, really? That's
too.
huge.
Yeah, and I know Texas Tech is a very good team. I think they're 5.5-point dogs right now.
Yep.
I am all over that. To be
Coach
honest.
Kellen March too. Can't go against them.
BYU, Alabama, first game, Maryland, Florida, Duke, Arizona. That's probably the most intriguing. Although Duke, I feel like, is easily right now the team to beat.
Apparently Arizona, and I'm not a college basketball guru, but I listen to people who are.
Yeah.
Apparently Arizona matches up really well against Duke, but I don't know how you pick Duke.
Caleb Love,
I was
man,
going to
it's gonna
say,
come down to
Caleb
yeah.
Love has a ton of familiarity with Duke. He went to North Carolina.
Yeah. I think
Play of the day though is Arkansas and the Crab Five put together.
Crab.
That's
that-
how you're gonna move on.
that scares me because in my original bracket I have Florida winning it all, and they're playing Maryland, and then they play the winner of Texas Tech and Arkansas. And I don't know. Well, Maryland was a little underwhelming from what I saw, at least against Colorado
Yeah.
State, and they're I'm not gonna say lucky shot, a luckier shot away from just being home right now. But they
That's
play
March.
really well. They are Crab Five. They can beat anybody, and they're playing
Crab
really
five.
well.
Okay, you're talking about Maryland. I'm like, what
Yes.
is a crab five?
yeah. Oh no, that's the Crab Five.
I've never heard that before. I
Dairy
got to be
Queen.
completely honest with
Okay,
you.
yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't. That one's not original. That's been on the internet for a while. I didn't
They're
make that
good.
one up.
Okay.
That whoever comes out of that region, I don't know which region it is, battle tested. Florida has already played in a close game too. That's huge for a 1 seed to play in a close game in the tournament. Whoever comes out of that region, I think, has a great chance to win it all. And Texas Tech, I didn't even talk about them. They're good. They're very, very good.
Yeah, JT Toppin too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They can beat anybody, and all four of those teams can beat anybody. Whoever comes out of that region, I'm probably going to bet to win it all. To be honest with you.
All right. 4-11, first pitch, Guardians, Kansas City Royals. We'll end this thing on giving our favorite bets. We need to make some money today. If we can start the MLB season in the green, that'd be huge for us. Is there anything anybody loves on today's slate? For the Guardians, I should say
Already hated
specifically.
mine. It's okay. I am betting Guardians -1.5 only because I am a true fan. That's why. True fan.
Jack, do you like that?
1.5. I mean, it's just so tough. Cole Reagan's one of the best lefties in the game, but we are in Cleveland and everyone's DTG. We're all down to guard. Game 1, starting the season off on a high note. Whatever the team total is, we're taking that.
I'll find
How
out
about the
for
team
you.
total? Yeah.
Well, the
how about
over-
the fellows
I'm
scoring
gonna
some
say
runs?
it's probably like 3.5.
Yeah,
that sounds
like
about.
The over-under is 7.5 for both teams. So,
So probably
we're
3.5
Probably
about.
sitting around there. Let's see.
all right, who's going yard today? Bobby Witt plus 500, Jose
No.
plus 520, Jonk plus 630.
I'm
he
gonna
playing?
be on Jonk
Yeah.
if he's playing.
Brian
me-
Rocchio.
I was about to say that exact same.
To
name.
go yard,
Yeah,
Why
lock
not?
in.
that's plus 1100.
Well,
Exactly.
that's the thing is like with these baseball bets is no one knows what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
I went to a game with a friend last year who's huge baseball fan, my buddy Jack, and he's like, I'm gonna bet on Gavin Sheets to hit 2 home runs at a Guardians White Sox game. First at bat, Gavin Sheets hits one to the track, like just like flies, and it's Gavin Sheets who probably has like 15, 17 home runs a year. Middle of April, second at bat, just launches one off of Logan Allen. Like we're talking, might have hit the barrio out there in right field, like just total bomb. And then he flew out twice more of the odds. Like it's just like you never know what can happen. Any guy, any given Sunday, any given Thursday is what I'll tell you.
Hey, I'm about to parlay Bybee over 4.5 strikeouts. How do you feel about that, first of all?
You're gonna me?
I'm just asking, do we like that? Because I'm about to parlay this with
I'm not
Stephen
gonna tell you what
Kwan.
you should and shouldn't do.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
But I maybe wouldn't go for pitchers on opening day unless it's Paul Skeens. Because you don't know what they're
Fair,
going to
no,
do and
that's
how
a
long
that's
they're
a
gonna be out
fantastic
there.
point.
Yeah, that is
What
true.
about Kwan 2 hits plus 165?
What about 2 bases?
2 bases.
Seems a little safer.
Kwan 2 bases minus 105.
Oh, you know what I
That was
love? Just a Jose stolen base because that guy's not coming up one short of anything this season. He's going 80-80, like he said.
All right, before we get out of here, anybody have any opening day traditions? What do they love to do? Anything specific? Any rituals?
Hate tweet the other teams.
There you go.
Usually wake up at 3:30, dunk my head in
Okay.
Saratoga
in
water.
Saratoga water, put some banana peels on my face, and throw on my Jose Ramirez jersey.
All right, we got to get out of here. Huge thanks to Max Gab for coming on. If you haven't go check out Max's new show with Chef Zay, Out of the Land. Gab Gotti, the host of the Carlos Baerga Show. Amazing episode last night. Had Kenny Lofton on. He was fantastic. Me and Jack will be back tomorrow with Nick. Same people, same time. Everybody enjoy your opening day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.